Anthropic just released Claude Fable 5, the first model from their new Mythos class tier to reach general availability. This category sits above the Opus family and handles autonomous engineering work that would otherwise occupy a full team for several weeks. This chart compares performance on SWE Bench Pro. Fable 5 reaches 80.3%, while Opus 4.8 sits 11 points behind. But pricing reflects that lead. Fable 5 costs $10 per million input tokens and $50 per million output, exactly double Opus 4.8. You are paying a substantial premium. Fable 5's record-breaking benchmark scores are high, but that double premium price tag means raw capability doesn't automatically guarantee a positive return on investment. Right now, engineering teams are deciding whether to swap their existing Opus 4.8 API keys and daily chat workflows over to Fable 5. Evaluating this choice based purely on the per-token price is a mistake. Fable 5 consumes and generates a higher volume of tokens to complete the same tasks as older models. Most of that volume comes from adaptive thinking. Fable 5 is hardwired to process complex reasoning steps internally, multiplying the output token count. There is also a hidden technical hurdle. Fable 5 uses aggressive safety classifiers that actively monitor prompts and silently downgrade the response to a smaller model if specific subjects are mentioned. Dropping Fable 5 into an existing Opus workflow without a specialized routing strategy can lead to unpredictable performance and immediate billing shocks. AI engineering teams typically prioritize cost per finished task over the price of an individual token. Consider a low-complexity scenario, like delegating a short, interactive 200-line pull request review to Fable 5. Because of the mandatory reasoning engine, Fable over-explains the code. It uses 3 times the output tokens of smaller models, driving the cost to 10 cents for a task Opus could do for pennies. High-complexity scenarios tell a different story. This applies to multi-hour, asynchronous tasks, like building a complete application or migrating a 50 million-line codebase. This matrix illustrates a multi-hour agentic run. Opus completes it for $540, but leaves rough edges. Fable costs $23.70, but is merge-ready. That bill is highly efficient compared to a human contractor at $150 an hour fixing Opus's mistakes. Fable 5 is the cheaper option when the alternative is extensive human rework. For fast, interactive iteration, it is a financial drain. Fable 5 relies on a mandatory adaptive thinking capability to reach that level of autonomy. This feature cannot be disabled. The model forces itself to reason through complex steps before it outputs a single line of final code. This creates a direct financial risk. An uncapped generation left unattended can easily exceed $1.50 purely in hidden reasoning tokens. Developers must use defense mechanisms like setting explicit maximum token limits and enabling prompt caching for long sessions. That 1 million token reasoning capacity is Fable 5's greatest asset, but without strict token budget caps, it becomes a severe financial liability. The Mythos class tier also introduces active safety classifiers that fundamentally change how the model responds. These classifiers monitor for high-risk topics like advanced cybersecurity, biology and chemistry, or training competing models. This diagram shows what happens when a prompt touches those subjects. The system immediately blocks Fable 5 and routes the request down to Opus 4.8. In these cases, you are only charged the lower Opus 4.8 rate for the work. However, you still pay a penalty in latency. Hitting the safety router takes longer than querying Opus directly in the first place. If your workflow relies on advanced biological or cyber analysis, paying for Fable 5 is ineffective. The safety system prevents access to its frontier capabilities. There is an unrestricted version of this model, known as Claude Mythos 5. Mythos 5 uses the exact same underlying weights as Fable 5, but operates without the cybersecurity and biology guardrails. Access to Mythos 5 is limited. It is available only through Project Glasswing to vetted government and critical infrastructure partners. Institutional clearance has become the primary bottleneck for accessing frontier-level performance, regardless of an organization's API budget. Modern AI engineering requires a multi-model routing strategy to maximize return on investment. This decision tree maps out the criteria. The first workflow covers daily developer chat, interactive loops, and quick code edits. Route these tasks directly to Sonnet 4.6.
It is fast, efficient, and avoids wasting premium tokens on conversational back and forth. Next, consider security research, biology queries, or highly complex tasks that only require a short duration. Route this workflow to Opus 4.8. You bypass Fable's routing latency and skip the safety friction that would otherwise trigger a fallback. Most of a team's daily interactions should never touch the Fable 5 API. This graphic shows the final category: massive codebase migrations and asynchronous engineering runs. These projects should be routed exclusively to Fable 5. This environment allows Fable's massive context window and reasoning loops to offset human labor costs, yielding a high return on investment. Before launching these runs, ensure you have explicit max token caps and active prompt caching configured. Fable 5 serves as a specialized tool for complex, multi-hour projects, provided you implement the architectural controls necessary to manage its costs.